Made them fresh this morning.
You twisted my arm. Thank you.
And Brooke, I feel so ashamed of the way I treated Mrs. Gurney yesterday. I mean, I was accusing her of thinking that I was the one who killed Zach, and that I was the one who was covering up that by letting my mother take the rap for it.
Oh, Nina, I'm sure she understood.
But Brooke, how could I go so far as to fire her? I know perfectly well that this household couldn't function without her help.
Nina, you are under a great deal of emotional strain. Anybody is bound to act somewhat erratically under these situations.
And that's been scaring me a lot, Brooke. I mean, the way I've been behaving, I don't really quite understand it myself. But I think I know what's been causing most of it. I think that it's just a simple diabetic reaction to stress. I haven't been monitoring my blood sugar levels properly lately, and I think that when that happens, I just get a little bit out of control, that's all.
Is that what your doctor said?
I don't need a doctor to tell me that. I've had this problem since I was a little girl, and I know that all I have to do is take better care of myself and watch my diet, and if I just stick to that, then I'll just be fine.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you found the answer. I'm sure it's a relief.
I just feel badly about upsetting everybody with all of my carryings on.
Don't worry about that, all right? Because you know that we all love you.
And I love you, too. I've really been giving everybody kind of a scare, haven't I? Especially Cliff.
I'm sure Cliff is going to feel much better knowing, you know, that you feel better.
After he left this morning for the hospital, I was sitting thinking about it, and I decided, of course, that's got to be it. It's just a simple chemical imbalance. That's all that's wrong with me.
Welcome aboard, Dottie. We are so happy to have you. Well, I'm so pleased to be here, Mrs. Kane. I can't tell you. I couldn't believe when Miss Kemp told me I had the job. Well, why not? I mean, my goodness, you're talented and you're very friendly, and you certainly know all about the teenage generation. Have some more faith in yourself. The important thing is that you work hard and you believe in what you're doing. I really am. And you tell me what you want, and I'll do it. Anything. Well, my goodness, with an attitude like that, how can you miss? So, do you have any questions?
Questions? Yes. Oh, I've got a ton of them. Excuse me, but I was just admiring this beautiful portrait of you. It's exquisite.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad you like it.
I do. It's really lovely. Were you thinking of using this for the magazine? It'd make a great cover, wouldn't it?
Dottie, you have just made your first important contribution to Tempo magazine. I knew I was going to like hiring you. Olive, send Dabney here in a hurry, please.
Hello.
Morning. Adam Chandler, please.
Yeah, speaking. Who's this?
Mr. Chandler, this is Dabney Payne, your assistant editor at Tempo.
Hello, Dabney. What can I do for you?
I'm calling about the situation here at the magazine, Mr. Chandler. I trust that as owner and publisher, you're aware of exactly what's going on?
I'm aware that I hired Erica Kane as your editor-in-chief.
And are you aware that Erica plans to make substantive changes in the editorial policy of Tempo?
What kind of changes?
In a nutshell, she plans to turn it into a totally different kind of journal. We'll no longer concentrate on famous people. She plans to carry various in-depth articles as well as fiction and poetry.
Well, wait. Did you say poetry?
I thought you should know.
You're damn right I should know. Dabney, you'll have to excuse me. There's someone at my door.
But I wanted to talk to you about this.
You don't need to say another word. I'll take care of this. Thank you.
Poetry? I think you'd be grateful for any help you could get. Don't you think I want to see Daisy freed? But you could alert the killer. You could get in the way of professional work. I disagree. I think we're going to bring a fresh approach to this whole thing. We may pick up on something they've overlooked. Besides, the real killer may be somebody that they haven't even thought of yet.
can't believe it. June Hagen masquerading as a potted palm.
Cynthia, oh my God, there was no need to scare me to death.
Look, what are you doing here? I thought you were in, Africa?
Africa. Yes, I did say something about Africa, didn't I?
Yeah, you were supposed to be on a safari. What are you doing here?
I'd better confess the truth, hadn't I? I didn't go. Oh, I've been meaning to call you my darling, but I've been so preoccupied.
Really? With what?
Are you alone? Are you?
I believe I am. Yeah.
Good. Come sit down. Let me tell you all about it.
He's got a lot to learn.
I just was...
Dabney, if you will think about it, I'm sure you'll realize that it's inspired.
I've thought about it, Erica. It's probably the worst idea that's ever come out of journalism.
Just what is your specific objection?
It just isn't done. I've never known an editor to put his or her own picture on the cover of a magazine.
Well, great. Then we're being innovative. Then we are taking a new route.
You're taking the ultimate ego trip.
Dabney, this is quite a legitimate news story. I, Erica Kane, am embarking on a new career.
Worthy of a paragraph, perhaps, but not a cover.
Dabney, I'm a celebrity. You yourself are obsessed with celebrities. I felt sure that this would be right up your alley.
Will be a laughingstock.
There is nothing to laugh about. It's going to be a full inside story. I'm going to explain totally to the readers exactly how I plan to change Tempo magazine. I feel that I owe that to the public.
They deserve the magazine that they expect.
They are going to love it, Dabney. And wait till you see the newsstand sales. I predict that this cover, this is going to be the best-selling issue Tempo magazine has ever had.
If your mind is made up, then we have to make plans. For what issue do you propose this historic event?
Well, the next one, of course.
It's impossible. That cover has already gone to the printers.
Stop the presses.
It would cost a fortune.
It will be worth every penny. Oh, Dabney, stop it. Stop being so pessimistic. Trust me. Time is going to prove me right. Now, you take Dottie with you. You show her the ropes, please.
Thank you.
I think there's a microphone hidden in the bud bars.
Why are you acting so paranoid?
I'm not acting. I am paranoid. You'll understand after I've explained it all.
Well, I'm all ears. Come on.
Do you swear on our friendship not to breathe a word?
I solemnly swear.
Firstly, I am so sorry about you and Palmer and your public humiliation.
Please, we're discussing you. Tell me why you didn't end up in Africa, okay?
Well, I didn't end up in Africa because I went to stay at a friend's cottage just outside Wilton in Connecticut. Actually, it was a lot like Africa. It was very woodsy, lots of little animals.
My dear, you're not the woodsy type. What were you doing in a little cottage in the woods?
I was hiding from the gendarme. I was afraid they'd ask me nasty questions about that nasty business in Pine Valley.
What, are you talking about Zach Grayson?
Shh. You have to say it out loud.
Well, why on earth would the police want to question you?
Darling, you've known me an awful long time. You know I'm a very frail woman, especially when it comes to men.
Let me guess. You were frail with Zach Grayson.
Yes. I know, it was very stupid of me. He was young. He looked so sweet in that leather.
And now you're afraid of being exposed.
Yeah, I would have phrased it differently, but yes.